if you've ever heard the legal term post hoc ergo propter hoc, which means after, in effect, it means after this resulting, therefore resulting from it. And, we see patients, and this isn't, this scenario can be difficult for some patients to understand. So certainly not being critical of patients, but we will see patients that have pre-existing, not symptomatic, asymptomatic problems that have an injury, and then the condition they have is worse because they had an unknown pre-existing problem. Where this is probably most common is with industrial injuries. You get x-rays, you get imaging, and you discover they've got pre-existing disc problem, they've got spondylolysis that's significant, they've got whatever, and that it's not only making the problem worse, but it's going to make it more difficult to treat, and it's going to increase the likelihood that there will be a permanent problem. The challenge that arises is when you sit down with a patient to review the x-ray or the MRI, or generally one of those, could be something else, and indicate to them, this is what you've got, and we see, by the way, that there's this problem that's been there for a while, and indicate that it's going to make it, that it's contributing to the problem, that it may make it a little bit more difficult to treat, and may also make it more difficult to resolve. And in some number of cases, the response you get is, well, I didn't have any problem before the injury. Everything's got to be due to my job injury. And where this is going to be significant is when the patient, if the patient doesn't resolve, the problem doesn't resolve completely, and there's a settlement, then there's going to be apportionment of the condition and disability and the settlement to this pre-existing condition. And the patient may well not understand that. So I don't have an answer to how to deal with this, but it's something that comes up, and we need to have ways of trying to explain to patients the significance of a pre-existing problem, how it's impacting what they've currently got, and what it may mean for the future. We have a lot of patients, maybe even the majority, that understand that. We show them a picture of the x-ray, we may show them the x-ray, may do something else, and the patient will understand intellectually and accept it. There are others, though, for whom it's harder to understand, and we just need to develop skills about dealing with this post hoc ergo propter hoc situation. So when it's going to come up, you're going to see it. If you haven't already, you're going to see it for sure in the future, and you're going to see it more than once. So it's a matter of kind of reading the patient, trying to understand the patient's thinking, and doing our best to explain what pre-existing conditions are, how they can impact, and what in the future may be the effect of this. So this is one of those situations where I don't have an answer, but just want to comment about the challenge, and you need to work through it with some patients. And sometimes we're successful after prolonged discussions, and sometimes we're not. Sometimes patients just never get it, but we have to do our best to help the patient understand what's going on.